little different today. A lot of the times we'll have an expert, and we'll have an expert here in the audience or on the couch with our guest, giving the guest advice, whether or not they should stay, whether or not they should go in a relationship. But today's a little different. We have a love 'em or leave 'em jury here today. Yes. And they are hearing the stories from couples today, and they will decide whether our couples are staying together or not. Tiffany just shared her story with us. Tiffany is a cheater. She has cheated on her boyfriend, Chris. Now, the second time, Chris thought it was a cheat, but she was not cheating, right? She just did not delete something in her inbox that we were talking about earlier. Anyway, Chris is here. Come on out, Chris. Okay, so Chris, she cheated once.
Yeah.
And then you thought that she was cheating again when you saw those pictures in her inbox, right?
Yeah, well...
Now, the pictures of the person, before we get to Tiffany, there were some pictures of that person. What is your relationship to that person at work?
He was one of my best friends in the office, actually.
One of your best friends in the office?
Yeah.
Okay. Tiffany, I want you to turn to Chris and tell him what you're feeling right now.
I love you. You know that I love you. And I know that I've messed up and I've hurt you, but I don't want to be without you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, Chris, and I really will do anything.
I don't even know how to really respond to that, just because of the fact, like, after everything's said and done, how do you cheat and then say you're in love with somebody? And that's my whole issue. I don't know. I mean, to me, cheating is anything that you can't tell the person you're involved with or in a relationship with. And I mean, there was pictures in the email, but I mean, what wasn't said on here is there was flirting going back and forth. Like, there was actual emails between the two.
Oh, you saw flirting emails?
Yeah.
What types of things did you see in those emails between her and that older guy?
I saw some of them said like, oh, will you come over and give me a hug? Like, coming from both directions. Like, she was saying it to him. Emails from her to him saying, like, oh, why are you hugging this other girl in the office? Why don't you come over here, like, next to me and stuff? And I'm sitting here like, you know, I'm 3 desks up doing my job.
Wow. So 3 desks up, so you're in her sight while
Basically,
these emails...
she's behind me, and he sits right behind her. So, I mean, they're interacting all day, and I can't do anything about it.
Tiffany, what do you have to say about that?
It was a mistake, and I know that I made a mistake, Chris, but I want a fresh start. I want to move on from here and forget about everything in the past and just start clean.
My thing with that is there's been fresh starts. There's been, you know, after the first time with your ex-boyfriend, there was a fresh start. And then, you know, I thought everything was good, and then I find out you're still talking to him.
And tell me what happens. She comes over your house, and she'll say that she isn't seeing other people, but then you see things. What do you see on her body?
Hickeys on her neck.
You see hickeys on her neck. Okay. I mean, she wants you back right now. I know you feel mixed things about that because you think that she wants you back for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the series of events that happen. It was like she sees girls on my MySpace and then comes and tells me this. And I'm sitting here like, okay, well, will you break up with me? Do I not have a right to talk to other people when she's having sex with them? And I haven't done anything through a whole relationship. Didn't cheat once, was completely honest. And then afterwards, and she's mad at me for talking to girls.
Do you think she wants you just because you're talking to other girls? It's kind of like that possession thing?
It's confused. Like, I'm confused really because, like she said, I started the job I didn't want to do because I was trying to focus on my career. And as soon as she sees me talking to other girls, getting attention from them, and as soon as she sees my career start to progress, that's when I start getting the phone call saying I love you. And so, to me, I don't really know what to believe.
I like that you say that, not even like. I think that the fact that you're here and confused is the reason why we have a jury, because you do need some help. You need some help to kind of figure out what to do. And sometimes we need people on the outside because we're so emotionally inside something, we don't know what to do. I think we need to start with Tiffany being clean even before we go to the jury. Because you know what's probably in Chris's head and is what's in a lot of people's heads who've been cheated on before is that the person that's the cheater will only admit as much as they've been caught. Do you understand? So like, if I'm not saying that there are 5, but let's just throw out a number. If there are 5 guys that you flirted with, the cheater will only admit to how much they're caught. It's kind of like a criminal. Like in the court, if they murdered 3 people, they really gonna say that? Unless they're crazy? They're only gonna talk about what they got caught for. So this is your chance to come clean because he might have other evidence. Has there been anything else that you can think of?
No.
That if he found? Okay, well, it's time for the case of Tiffany and Chris. I feel like I'm on a court show. It's time for the case of Tiffany and Chris to go to our jury. Should Tiffany and Chris get back together for good, or should they be done and over with each other? We're gonna get the verdict after this commercial break. You guys can start deliberating now, and we'll be right back. Up next, Jack says he made the biggest mistake of his life when he cheated on his boyfriend.
This is the love of my life. If I could take it back, I would in a heartbeat.
And later, she's not sure if she should stay with him or if she should break up with him. So Derek, you got caught cheating on more than one occasion.
Playing in a band, there's always girls around.
Tiffany says that she made a really big mistake when she cheated on her boyfriend, Chris. Now, does our Tyra Show Love Him or Leave Him jury think she deserves a second chance with him? Will the foreman please rise and give us the verdict for Tiffany and Chris's relationship? Hello, Madam Foreman.
Hello. We, the jury, have all discussed, and we think that you seem like a really, really nice girl, but it shouldn't take you a couple of times to realize that you have a really good man. There's not a lot left out here, and now it seems like now that he's trying to even talk to friends or girls, it's like you now realize what you have had before, and it's kind of too late to get that back. And you had to open the door a little bit with a 45-year-old man for him to send you pictures like that. So we voted that you guys should go your separate ways.
Now, the person that is in control, the person that's in control of going separate ways is you, Chris.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do that?
I'm ready to do whatever it takes for me to be happy.
Well, they're saying that's what it takes. Okay. We're going to move on to our next case. Now, Jack says he made the biggest mistake of his life when he cheated on his boyfriend, Matt. So, Jack, tell me about how serious your relationship is with Matt.
Tyra, Matt and I, we were very serious. I mean, we lived together. We were madly in love. I mean, this is the only man that I've ever loved, Tyra. We had been shopping for commitment rings, planning a ceremony.
Wow.
We were fully head over heels in love with each other.
Okay, so there was some cheating involved.
Yes.
You cheated on him.
I did.
Matt is shaking his head like, yes.
Biggest mistake of my life, Tyra.
How could you cheat on Ginger Matt? I mean, that hair is so gorgeous. I love a red-headed man, child.
I know.
I do. I never dated one,
too,
but I
Tyra.
love it. You do too?
I do too.
Okay, so you were at a party. Okay,
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
me what happened.
I was at a party, and I was out on the deck. It was actually right above our apartment, upstairs neighbors. And I was sitting, smoking a cigarette, talking to some random guy, and we were talking about hooking up. And obviously I'd been partying.
You were talking about hooking up with a random guy?
Right.
Okay.
And Matt was downstairs, and he heard everything. Yeah.
And did he tell you he heard everything?
He did the next day.
The next day. Okay, but tell me what happened. So you had this conversation, and then you went with this guy, and what'd you do with the guy?
I was talking to this guy, and then we ended up going back in, and I cheated on Matt. And then,
So you had sex?
Yes.
With another guy in that house?
Yes.
And Matt was there?
Matt was in the downstairs apartment.
And the apartment
Scandalous.
above me, right above me.
Right
know,
above
Tyra.
you?
I know.
Did you hear anything, Matt?
Well, it actually happened twice is kind of how it went. The first time I heard him talking about cheating on me with this guy.
Yeah.
And